Hello, it's Ileana and welcome back because I'm here from my scrappy alcove to share with you this Sunday sketch challenge using the Acorn Avenue kit. Of course, I'm this month's guest designer and it's such a privilege to be that for Like Forever with the marvellous kit they have. And this was actually me breaking into the kit for the first time, although of course I'm showing it in a slightly out of sequence order, but that's fine. Because I've actually plonked down a pair of jeans, so nothing's making sense, is it, right now? It all will become quite clear in a little while. What I'm doing here is making jeans from jeans for a layout about jeans for Jeans Day. Get that. Anyway, so that's an old pair of my actually pre-worn until probably the day before jeans, and I thought, ooh, that rips just a little bit too much now. So I've made some little pairs with no stitching involved, just a bit of fabric glue. And sticking those down and securing the turn-ups with the paperweight. I actually ended up making 4 pairs of these, and you'll see them all as the layout progresses. And right now I'm just using those tiny little dots with a stick, which were the the push-out little bits from a die cut that I'd saved. I've used those on another layout, which you would have seen as well. And so actually I cracked open the old silhouette for this layout and decided to make myself a cutout so that the gold card that you see there on the desk will show through, and I also fashioned my own double helix to represent jeans, and the logo comes from the Jeans for Jeans logo with the trademark and everything stamped on it. And that's the sketch I've chosen from the page max that came with the collection, the kit this month, which was a lovely selection. And I've chosen 2 pictures of my boys, Lorenz and Elias, in their jeans at school. And I've gone with the frames that came in the ephemera pack, the lovely dark wooden frames, kind of in the shape of Polaroid frames, to just frame them up. Kind of traditionally. I've cut the edges off and everything like that. I do like stacking frames and things and letting things show rough sometimes, but for this layout I just wanted it to be quite neat in some senses. You'll see I go a little bit mixed media, and so when I've done the mixed media I do sometimes like to contrast it with something neat since the whole page is going to be messy in other ways. And so I've selected the 2 papers here, and I think I'm going to show you the brands of them. Yeah, I will once I've sliced them off. And so that one there is the Cedar Lane, the backside, the yellow, and the Riverside Lane, again the backside of the blue one. Can't remember, you'll see the reverse sides. I'm sure I flipped them over at some point. And I'm just going to be slicing off about 1/3, so something in the region of 4 inches maybe of the yellow one. And then to be frugal I also slice the same amount off the grey leaves there. And ultimately I will be layering those onto the black cardstock that came in the kit. But at the moment I'm just using the black cardstock to measure up the 12 inches since I've kind of lost my way with the measurements there. So that's what I'm just doing there, stacking that on. So as you can see, actually it's the back side of the floral and the teal piece there that I'm using. So yes, this now is going to be my bottom left piece where the logo will form the title as per the sketch as well. I've kind of kept it quite true to the sketch, this layout. And the Sizzix piece you can see that I've cut out in the kind of I want to say beehive? No, I can't think. Hexagonal kind of a piece there, the placemat sort of thing. That I'm going to be using to make the jeans, but like with the spelling of jeans. Sorry, you'll see it'll all become clear and I'll explain it at the time, but right now I'm going with the bunting. Now this was the actual thing that attracted me to the sketch. I love bunting, but I decided to go with a little twist of my own, and I made my own 4 pairs of jeans for obvious reasons. And I've used actually that string there, which is white string, and made some bows on it from an old shopping tag. Now what I'm showing you here are some scientific kind of diagrams. When I put double helix into Google, which is what I wanted to be able to draw the double helix onto my silhouette, it came out with these diagrams as well, and I thought that's where I got the inspiration to cut into this to make my own. Now I am no scientist. When I showed my dad this layout, and he's got a bit of a chemical kind of background there, or chemistry I should say, he said in his lovely Swedish accent, no, that doesn't really work. Because what I end up doing is sticking the names Elias and Lorenz on the junctions between the hexagonal corners, as I suppose the letters of real life science might do. I was trying to be creative, and you know, it's all just for fun. So I hope it doesn't irk any scientists amongst you who might be watching. Yeah. Anyway, so now I'm coming on to the mixed media part, and this is fun. So I get to spray and use some texture paste all at once, basically. So the first thing I've pulled out is a kind of dark grey, and that's misted over the background. And I knew I was going to cover the centre. I just wanted the mist part of it to show on the edges splashed. And so I've gone with texture paste, and I'm going to scratch that over with my Tim Holtz. Actually, it's a Ranger texture tool. I don't know, the two are synonymous. With it. Ranger and Tim Holtz, I feel like they're kind of hand in hand, but it doesn't say Tim Holtz's name on this one. But anyway, I've just scratched that over. Sorry, I digress. And then I've shaken a bit of the gold mist and also made that spray to the edges, and then I've splashed a bit of the gold to the edges, just the two corners, for some interest. And luckily I am going to be covering that. You can see the seam of where the paper joins at the moment. Well, that won't show in the final layout. Thank goodness, because I didn't like it when that appeared. It made me worry just for a little second. And I'm going to trim off the edges here. But to keep it kind of even, I've gone with a little sliver of yellow as well as a sliver of grey. All the edges. And then it just peeps out that black from all four edges. Sorry to be repetitive. And just securing that down with loads and loads of ATG, because with the mixed media it gets a little bit buckled. Now when I was doing my spray, I did spray in the box. You saw I was trying to be careful, but I had overspray onto those pictures and I was trying to wipe it off my sleeve, you might have noticed. But unfortunately there's a little bit of gold splatter on the boys' jumpers there. But you know, you can never have too much glitter and gold, never mind. You live and learn. So I'm securing it all down, and I've chosen to go with some of that foam tape to lift the two pictures of the boys up against the background and against the black logo piece, and just swiftly gluing down the hexagonal, whatever that's called, that diagram, yeah, into their places. Now I think that foam tape's a bit of a kryptonite for those scissors. I really can't remove the adhesive that's gone on to those. I know the scissors are quite old and they're supposed to be non-stick, but I don't know if they're losing their non-stick or if that foam tape is just not good for them. And I got that as cheap foam tape out of Wilko's. But anyway, I digress, because now's the bit where I come to adhere my rope, I suppose, my string and my jeans. And just to make sure it's secured down, I use my lovely trusty paperweight from Brit, and just stick those jeans. And of course you can see the way I've sort of shaped them to make them look like they're blowing in the wind, and I've also scratched a little bit of worn out patch on one of the pairs of jeans. I just made them all look a little bit different. And these are the wood veneer pieces that came from the Heidi Swap add-on this month, and I hadn't broken into those yet, so I just chose to use the hexagonal pieces to... I don't know why on these diagrams some of them are thicker than the others, like in the actual scientific diagrams, but I thought I'd kind of, you know, major on that and use the wood to thicken some of the... maybe some of you can explain for this. I never did chemistry or biology or anything biological. Biochemistry, that's what the word I was looking for. Did nothing of that at school, so I have no clue what I'm even trying to represent. Anyway, the Elias and Lorenz wording just came straight out of the Jeans for Jeans logo that was cut out with a silhouette, and I've mixed them around, cut some bits off some of the letters to make their names, and then I'm going to layer those onto the junctions of that top right piece there. So they've hidden... I don't think they show particularly well, and it didn't really matter because I know who they are anyway. And what I will be doing later is just highlighting that, oh, well, right now actually, with that gold smooch ink of mine over all the letters there, just to make them pop a little more. Actually, they're still quite mixed and hidden. And so anyway, off to the journaling. And the journaling's not so grammatically spot on, and I try to think about correcting it as I wrote it, but I was just shooting from the hip a little bit. And it doesn't matter, because it represents the fact that the boys were just so happy to pay from their own piggy banks their contribution to the school to support Jeans for Jeans, the charity. And they kind of skipped off to school in their jeans, jangling money in their pockets, and they were just so pleased about it. So I just wanted to capture that for the day. And that's my layout. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I certainly enjoyed sharing it with you, and I'll be back with another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the Like Forever blog, which has a bit more information about this month's kit and some of the layouts we've been producing with it. Thanks, and bye!